My name's Jason Hauser, and I'm applying for the position of manager.
I'm a bit of a spark plug and human resources lady.
It's Pam.
I'm sorry. Well, Pan.
No, my name is Pam.
Are you saying Pan or Pam?
I'm saying Pam. Yeah, I'm sorry. Who is this gentleman sitting behind you?
Hello, Ms. Lady.
I feel as an effective leader, I have many good qualities and traits to bring to this company. Most importantly are philosophies that I live by. One of those philosophies is value leadership. And value leadership is me taking a collaborative effort with the team that I'm working with to get the job done. Hauser, 1992, states that the collaborative effort of using all of the team's strengths will help achieve the task at hand. And I agree with that. I think that if we use the team to help empower them, not only do we build confidence within the team, but we also build confidence in our abilities to get tasks done. Another philosophy I live by is lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is something that I pride myself by because I feel like if we're not learning, we're not growing. And I have this mindset of I always want to be learning more and more. I never want to be stagnant. I feel like if we're not learning, we're not growing at all. So I find it a goal of mine to keep lifelong learning really close to my heart because I want to grow. I want to grow big in this company. I don't just want to be another body. I want to be a viable resource to the team. The process of owning your destiny by taking advantage of continuing education will only result in growth and development in this healthcare profession. And that was a quote by Dent, 2016. And I agree that we need to keep growing. If we're not growing, what are we doing here? I don't want to be the respiratory therapist or the manager of a department that everyone's just passing out nebulizers for the next 20 years doing the same monotonous business. That's not growth at all. That's not fun to me. To me, that's very boring. And I feel like my drive to pump up the team for this is to push education. I want to be cutting edge. I don't want to be just floating in the water, not doing anything. We need to grow as a team, not just myself, but our team needs to grow. There's strength in numbers. And if we're not growing, what are we doing in this business? We're just collecting a paycheck. And collecting a paycheck is awesome. Yes, we get to pay our bills. But at the same time, that kind of sucks because what are we doing for our patients? We're doing the same therapy. We're offering nothing advanced whatsoever. And if we're not offering anything advanced, why are we in business? What are we doing here?
Be back, Yerma.
Hey, what was that?
Went forward in time to view alternate futures.
I feel inspiring the vision is something that I really strive for. I really like to inspire people to see the future of this company. 20 years from now, I want everyone to look back and be like, wow, we started here and we grew to this, and I feel like inspiring the vision enables others to grow. They see the future. They don't just see what we've done in the past. They see the future of medicine and the way it's changing because medicine is not going to backtrack and start doing old practices. Some of the old practices are great, but it's all about further advancement in the medical field. And we're only going up. We're not going back. So we have to keep inspiring the vision to see the future. We have to all be visionaries in this. And if we're not a visionary, we need to find somebody that is. And I feel like I am a visionary. I can see where the future of this company is going. And that's why I feel like I'd be a really good fit for this position, is because I want to keep moving forward. I don't want to be okay with the redundant therapy that we're continuing to do in this department. This last one I have is really not a philosophy, but more of kind of a motto. I'm all about not leaving any men behind. And my personal experience in that is I think that mindset comes from my military background. I was in the United States Marine Corps quite a while ago, and I was in the infantry, and you were always taught to never leave a man behind. You know, and granted, we're in the hospital, we're not taking bullets, and we're not jumping on grenades. But, you know, we are out in the trenches going to war, you know, busy days, you know, lots of crazy stuff coming in the ERs and everything. You know, it's a really hectic time at times. One of the experiences I had, though, was we hired a new guy, and I didn't really know him, didn't know anything really about him. I had seen him once when he was a student, but it was brief because he lived in where the school was, which is out of town from our area. And we hired him, and it was kind of funny because he, you know, a lot of the other guys who got hired, they were hired quite a while before he was, and I kind of didn't really think anything of it. Come to find out, he was unable to get a license due to having a DUI. Well, it took him a while to get a license, and he finally got a license, and we hired him, and we were training him, and the girl that he was following around, the respiratory therapist that was training him, was really not showing him any love. She was really hard on him, really critical of everything that he did, and you know, he was struggling to just make the day every day. He told me later on that every time he went home, he hated his life. He said, you know, this job really sucks, and I tried so hard in school to do really well, and I'm in this career that I feel like is just not for me. One day I stumbled into a meeting on accident trying to ask a question about a couple of employees, and I overheard the manager and the leadership team talking about how they were going to fire this guy and because he wasn't making the grade. So I asked them, I said, you know, if he's that bad, send him with me. So I was in no leadership role at the time. I was just a normal respiratory therapist running around doing my work. And so I took this guy up on my shoulder here, and we ran a couple rounds around the hospital, and you know, I felt like, yeah, he lacked a lot of stuff. And I asked the leadership team, I said, hey, could we go one more round? I'd like to take another day with him to see what he's got and take a different assignment. We'll take the ER because it's kind of busy, and, you know, because that can make or break you on any given day. So the next day we took the ER, and it was pretty crazy, but, you know, he powered through. He followed direction. He listened to everything that I said. He just felt like he wanted to be there, and I could sense that on him. I felt like, wow, this sucks. This guy's going to get fired because somebody doesn't like him. It's only one person, and everything this person's saying is really affecting the way like the management team sees him. So I went to the bosses and I said, you know, let me try to give him let's give him another chance. I'd like to shadow him for a couple of weeks. Well, we go through another week, and it's like day 22, and the management team brought me in. They said, well, it's day 22, and I think we're going to let him go. And I said, you got to think about what day 22 actually means. Everyone else has been working for a long time. This guy has worked for 22 days as a respiratory therapist. None of us in this room, after 22 days, knew how to do respiratory therapy really good. So you got to cut him a break. He only has been working for 22 days, and that's it. So they were like, wow, that's a good point. So we trained for another 4 weeks, trying to hit every floor, ICU, ER, floor care, you know, just trying to make the rounds to try to train him up as fast as we could, you know. And he followed me. I shadowed him, and he just kept getting better and better and better. Well, you know, after our training was done, the team was like, wow, he's really improving. We're going to keep him. He's a great He's a great worker. He's a great, you know, just a great employee overall. Doesn't complain. You know, and he thanked me. He said, you know, I appreciate you, Jason. I appreciate all your, like, diligent hard work and just taking the time to be with me. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. You know, I really appreciate that. You know, it's kind of nice to have a little celebration every once in a while. And, you know, a couple months went by, and my boss called me in the office, and I figured, oh, dang, I'm in trouble. But come to find out, I had won a pillar award. And at Dignity Health, they have 5 pillars, and it's all the 5 philosophies of the hospital. And one of them was stewardship. And basically, this employee had wrote this really nice response to Hello Human Kindness Week, and I was nominated for a stewardship award, which I felt really honored. But I had no idea what it was for, and no one would really tell me. But then they sent me the letter that he wrote. You know what? It was really touching. It felt like, dang, man, all my hard work paid off. And those are the times when I see that is what fires me up. I want to do really good, and I don't want to leave anybody behind. I feel like everybody deserves a chance, and if you don't deserve a chance, I think that's unfair. I think everyone deserves a chance in this world. So, you know, I like to push people. I like to see how things are going. I don't like to leave anybody behind, and that's one of my main mottos. Is, you know, you might not be making it. I'm gonna try to get you through the best I can. And if you can't, well, I guess it's kind of that's it. It's gonna be over from that point. But I'm gonna do my best because I feel like that's a leadership quality that I possess, to take you under my wing to help you, because I'm doing you a disservice by not helping you.
You know, like nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, computer hacking skills.
I think one last trait that I possess is hard work and discipline. Hard work and discipline is something that I pride myself on. I feel like when I was in the military, this was really instilled in me to have good discipline, and hard work pays off. You know, if you didn't do the hard work, you didn't get the rank. And I feel like we need to carry some of that over to our department, because there's not a lot of hard work going on. We need more hard work and discipline. And I feel like that's what makes me successful, is I do have hard work and I do have discipline. But that doesn't mean that I can do it all by myself. You know, to complete a task, we need a team. You know, the hospital can't run on one person. We need a whole entire team, several teams, to actually put into work to make this thing run. You know, we can't just do it ourselves. You know, Kouzes and Posner said that the work of one person cannot make a big dreams and visions become a reality. It takes a collaboration and the whole team. And it does. It takes the whole entire team to make this thing roll. J.K. Rowling said, "We are only as strong as we are united and weak as we are divided." And we are. We need a team. We need a strong team to make this thing happen. And I feel like my presence as a manager in this department can make that happen. I feel like my hard work and discipline can be used put to good use, and moving forward, create more hard work and discipline. Not to say we can't have fun. We're going to have lots of fun, because I'm all about having fun. But I feel like we need to get some work done around here. We know we need to further our advancements in healthcare, and we really need to just strive to be a better department and raise the bar.
I've received from this place really is the training. You know, it's just something that has stuck with me, and quite frankly, I use in all facets of my life. You know, professional, personal, you name it.
That's really great. I'm looking forward to adding a new set of tools for my toolbox.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what we want. Caroline, I'd like you to meet our new manager in training, Seth.
What I look for in a new hire is somebody that has confidence. You know, the face of respiratory therapists today, especially the younger version of respiratory therapists today, I feel like it sometimes can be scary. And I feel like the reason a lot of them are scary, especially the new therapists, are they lack experience, or the facility that they trained at really didn't take the time to show them a lot of advanced practice. So they lack experience and confidence. So what I look for is someone who has confidence in their abilities up until this point. I understand that they're a student and they just graduated and they're fresh. They've never seen a lot of stuff. You know, they probably did a year and a half of clinicals, if that, and they haven't seen a lot. And so I want them to be confident in the abilities that they have up until this point. Now, what I look for in a new hire, as opposed to someone that's been a therapist for a while, is you need to have your credentials. You need to have all of your affairs in order. You know, I want somebody to be upfront. If you were fired from another facility, I really want to know how are you correcting what the problem was? If you want to tell us, or if you don't want to tell us, I'm not obligated to ask, but I want to just kind of know, like, are we moving in the right direction? Are you a good fit? You know, when I take a new hire around to try to show them the hospital, the know-it-alls is a big turnoff. I don't really care for that. You know, it doesn't really matter. We really don't care how much you know. You know, it's confidence, and it's how good can you listen when you're given a task. When someone is explaining something to you, are you staring off in space? Are you just checked out? I want you to be 100% in tune with what I'm telling you, because I feel like what I'm going to tell you is going to help you later on in life, and also get you through your day. If you're having a hard time, or there's a critical patient that comes in, and you're going to think back of, wow, Jason told me to do this, and I'm going to try this, and guess what? It worked, or hey, it didn't work. I shouldn't have listened to him. But I want you to be confident. Show us that you're eager to learn. You know, sometimes the book smart ones that the schools tell us, like, hey, they're the smartest person here, oh my gosh, can sometimes be clinically dumb. And you don't have to be the smartest person. You just want a good worker. We want somebody that's going to listen. And are you trainable? Are you easily, like, can you learn? We just want you to learn and do good. And that's what I look for in a new hire. I want someone that's going to be a good fit for the team. I don't want to stick in the mud. I don't want someone that's going to be like, wow, always objecting to everything that someone says, criticism. You know, someone that's a cohesive fit for this team is what I look for in a new hire.
You're fired. 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 You're fired.
The appropriate steps to firing someone can be tricky. An article written by Grote in 2016 stated that it's better to fire somebody at the beginning of the week or earlier in the day to allow them to strive to find new work before they can have time to mull over the axe being dropped on them. Another thing is you're going to have a conversation. I feel like this conversation needs to take place with a witness of the same sex. And the reason I say the same sex is because when we have two opposing people that are of opposite sex, it can look like a teaming up type thing, and I really don't want it to portray like that. It needs to be something that's kind of short and sweet. When you use words, they need to be in past tense. Grote explains that using past tense does not create confusion. What happens a lot of times is when confusion is created, am I fired? Am I not fired? Am I in trouble? Am I not in trouble? Is this something I can work through? Is it something I can't work through? The biggest thing is making sure that they understand that their position is no longer available. So you have been fired. Your position that you held here is no longer yours. It's been terminated. So there's clear-cut answers here. You do not work here anymore. You're going to need some evidence. I like to bring in evidence if there was some sort of course of action that led to this. That person needs to know. I need to present that to them so they understand, hey, this is what I did wrong. And it benefits them later on because moving forward, they can correct those actions at the next facility they work at instead of keep continuing to make the same mistakes. Yes, they don't work here. They've been terminated, but moving forward, they can correct their actions from this point on. And I feel like that is the proper way to fire somebody. Just dropping the ball on them saying, hey, you're fired, can get you in a lot of trouble, especially if there's a union involved because you didn't take the proper steps to fire somebody in the appropriate manner.
I hate this game.
Weakness? Cake.
Yes, cake is my weakness, along with speed and strength. Huh. Strength is my weakness. Hey, quick question. How is strength my weakness? Somebody explain that to me.
I feel like my biggest weaknesses are intolerance and attitude at times. Sometimes with my intense looks, I can become confrontational or seen as confrontational when I'm really not. Other times I feel like the intolerance comes from when a workload is divided and I'm constantly getting phone calls of I'm behind, can't get my work done, when I know that the that was given was pretty doable and easy to complete. So it gets frustrating, and sometimes that might show that I am frustrated or annoyed, being that I have to go bail this person out. I find that's probably one of my biggest weaknesses is confrontation. I might come off very confrontational. I've been working on trying to keep my face at a minimum of trying to put my best face on every day, smile, have a good positive attitude, but sometimes my face probably has a different expression that I'm annoyed, grumpy, grouchy. I'm going to have to say that's probably my biggest weakness. I feel that I'm a great fit for this position. One of the things that I feel why I'm such a good fit for this position is, leaders are not born. Leaders are born humans just like the rest of us, but it's about how those traits that you carry as a leader are applied that defines us as leaders, as stated by Kouzes and Posner. I feel like the way I carry myself at work brings a sense of authority and also respect. I feel I'm a good fit for this position because I'm well respected by the staff. I know the policies and procedures that go on a daily basis, and I can see where this company is going in the future. Being a visionary helps me identify where we're going to go, but also I have situational awareness of where we are at the moment. And I feel like I'm just a really good fit for this position, and I hope you consider me for this position as manager. Thank you. The one thing that really impressed me about this course was that it was pretty cut and dry. I felt like when I first saw the title of this course, I kind of bit down because I feel like I didn't really want to take part in the leadership course because I really didn't want to pursue leadership at the moment. Once taking this course, I figured out that leadership was definitely something to move towards, and I feel like the way you conducted this class was very cut and dry, and I really appreciate that because seeing your feedback really encouraged me to push through, and what I had to fix, I fixed, and what I didn't, whatever you commented on that I didn't need to fix, I felt like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I appreciate the fact that all of the directions were pretty cut and dry. All of the style formatting, APA was like, you gave plenty of information on, hey, do it this way, don't do it this way. The feedback said if you're doing it like this, you're getting marked points down. The rubrics really helped. It was all cut and dry, and I really appreciate that. Moving forward, I feel like this class has given me the knowledge at the click of fingertips, but also this book was pretty impressive as well. I feel like I'm quite possibly going to pursue management in the future if that's something that comes up. I feel like now that I have kind of a sense of what it takes to be a leader, a manager, moving forward, I feel like if that doesn't work out for me, I'd like to teach a class like this because honestly, this was super interesting and got me kind of pumped. And I feel like it's really a cool topic. And I just got to say thanks for everything that you put into this, and I appreciate all your hard work. And thank you for this opportunity. Have an awesome day.